he can beat Inoue?
I think so. I think he's smart enough, technically sound, got good movement, and he's southpaw. So I think that probably give Inoue a little problems.
The reason people wanted to see Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, well, they both demoed Hatton and Cotto, right?
Right.
But it was also when you watched them, you were watching something that was different than everyone else in the
Stood
sport.
apart.
Yes.
Bam is one of those guys, and if not for the fact that he's short with a short reach, I would take him against the monster. However, the fact is he is short with a short reach, and the monster.
Jaron Ennis and the entire boxing world circled a possible super fight involving Naoya Inoue and Bam Rodriguez and watched it become a dangerous showdown between two elite pound-for-pound champions. However, Max Keller
Fight at a catch weight of 120-something pounds.
Exactly. But I will say this, fighting in the weight classes that he has occupied, flyweight and junior bantamweight, where he's Ring Magazine unified champion, he looks perfect. He's a complete fighter.
Yep.
You see the talent, the natural ability. You see the technique, which is textbook.
The feet.
You see.
Compared Bam to rare prime era talents like Roy Jones Jr., highlighting his explosive hand speed, refined technique, and elite punching power as traits that set him apart in modern boxing. Bam Rodriguez made it clear he
got the glow.
Yeah, he did.
Right? He's like, he got some, and some guys had that electric stuff. Bam's got that.
Yes.
He's got that, and he's got the hands, the feet, as you said, the technique. I think he does have real punching power. It's not Inoue,
Yes.
but whose is.
It's world class.
felt zero concern about location for a potential fight, remaining open to Japan while still valuing his U.S. support and keeping his focus completely on making the matchup happen.
I love going to Japan anyway, so if I were to fight out there for the first time, that would be great. But like you said, if it's in the United States, that's great as well, just because there's a lot of Mexican-American fans that will support. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Meanwhile, Naoya Inoue seemed far more hesitant about any future collision with Bam. Inoue respected Bam's ability, yet made it obvious he wasn't completely locked onto that matchup at the same time. Rodriguez saw Naoya Inoue as one of boxing's truly elite figures and understood exactly why fans
I've seen him fight before.
まあ今は現実的ではないかな。
I don't think it's.
continued demanding the matchup. Rodriguez viewed the possible showdown as the type of fight that could seize the boxing world's attention whenever both careers collided.
I mean, people have been mentioning that fight even before I became who I am today, so I know when that fight does happen, it's going to be huge for the sport.
Pound-for-pound battle, believing Inoue's longer experience across higher weights could provide a narrow advantage. At the same time, he emphasized Bam's defensive precision and relentless activity, describing it as one of the highest-level matchups imaginable in boxing. Adding more emotion to the discussion, Sonny Edwards showed deep admiration for both Naoya Inoue and Bam, even recalling a light-hearted amateur story tied to Inoue's early journey. Edwards made it clear
I'll be rooting for him, but Inoue is, pound for pound great, and that'll be a big acid test. And maybe Inoue staying heavier for the last few years. Obviously, they started at the same weight, like flyweight. So they both come up sort of the same amount, but maybe being heavier for longer, more camps, more fights, more accustomed to the weight division might give Inoue an advantage. But at the same time, Bam's one of those fighters that, he doesn't give you a load of opportunity to hit him, and he's always thinking about his work. I think that is genuinely one of the most elite and top level fights you can make in the sport. And I think if that fight gets made, I hope the world of boxing fans really, really gets behind it and makes it an event that seems as big as an Usyk, Fury, or AJ.
A real super fight.
he favored Bam in the professional scene, highlighting his slick footwork, intelligent ring control, and composed style that dismantled opponents without overcommitting, while also stating he would continue backing Rodriguez throughout Sonny Edwards, viewed a potential fight between Naoya Inoue and Bam Rodriguez as a genuine gout his career through both respect and personal connection.
I'm a massive fan of Inoue, I always have been. One of my claim to fame at one point was that I beat a kid in the amateurs that beat Inoue. I was holding on to that for a bit, but also a massive fan of Bam, man. Career-wise, I would rather Bam win.
Yeah.
Definitely, and look a lot better for me.
Correct, correct.
So I will be 100% rooting for Bam, and they're a lovely family. Bam's a great fighter, a great kid as well. I say kid, he's a great man. And yeah, I get on with him, and I will be rooting for him throughout the entirety of his career, unless he fights my brother. But
yeah.
I'll be rooting for him, man. And Bam has a lot. Bam has, great footwork, exceptional decision making. He doesn't load up or get too carried away with his success. He's constantly breaking you down and busting you up a little bit. And
Bam, one of my favorite fighters right now. He real sharp, very skillful. Got good power. I like to see that fight. Inoue's a little bigger than him, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Inoue's at 122, Bam at 115. So Bam's going to fight at 118 next month against Antonio Vargas for the WBA 118 title.
Yeah.
And they want to go straight at Inoue for the next 122.
I mean, that's not a bad decision. I feel like Bam, and that 115 is small, but I think out of camp he walk around a little heavier though. So he'll be straight. It's nothing too crazy.
You think it might benefit him moving up?
Possibly, yeah. He might feel stronger. He already got good power, so he might even have more. Without that big weight cut as much. So.
Breadman also showed tremendous admiration for Rodriguez, comparing his style to a mixture of elite-level fighters and ranking him among the sport's exceptional talents. However, Edwards warned that moving through multiple weight classes to 122 pounds to face Naoya Inoue would become a massive challenge, ultimately leaning toward Inoue as the expected winner because of the size and strength advantage.
Bam is one of those guys who is a super talent, but he's not like he doesn't have overwhelming physicality. There's a little bit different. Like, he's not hitting you and breaking your face. He's not like moving through a wall with his his ability to move things. His skill level is on the same level as Inoue's, but his physicality is not. Inoue punches harder, he's faster, he's more physical, he's just as talented, but he's more twitchier. He's a better overall athlete. I'm not talking about fighter, but overall athlete. So you move up in weight to fight a guy who hit harder than you, who is faster than you, who's more dynamic than you, and also equally skilled. That's a very tough assignment for Bam.
Meanwhile, Ennis also praised Rodriguez as a young pound-for-pound talent carrying elite potential, highlighting his calm, relaxed mentality and ability to alternate between boxing outside and fighting inside with control. Ennis also emphasized Bam's sharp footwork, angle creation, and complete versatility, calling him a total fighter who always arrives ready to compete.
I love Bam. I respect him. I think Bam is a mix of Orlando Canizales and Vasyl Lomachenko. That's how highly I think of him. But asking him to go up 2 more weight divisions and fight Inoue at 122 pounds, I think Inoue.
Albert Gonzalez noted that Bam was climbing up to 115 and likely testing 118 first, emphasizing that even a minor weight jump brings tougher opponents and heavier punches. Gonzalez added that moving even higher to face Naoya Inoue would be an enormous risk because of Inoue's power, speed, and elite skill level. Giving his breakdown on the potential fight, Sonny Edwards also pointed out that Naoya Inoue had rarely experienced
greater than what he is now. You know what I mean? He's one of the greats, man, from pound for pound, young as he is.
What did you see in that fight?
I see Bam taking his time. You see how relaxed he was. Took his time, relaxed. Box when he wanted to box, use his jab, then fight him inside. And he's so comfortable, man. You know what I mean? A great fighter, man. He's a great fighter.
Excellent footwork.
Good.
Great. Like, you always preach angles and shifting.
Yep.
Is he one of the best examples of that in boxing?
Oh, yeah, he does it. He does. I mean, he's real good, man. He's real good. There ain't nothing you really say about him. And he comes to fight. Yeah. You know, he comes to fight. He'll box you, he'll fight you.
Genuine danger throughout his career, often crushing opponents through early pressure and physical dominance. However, Edwards believed that strategy wouldn't be nearly as effective against Rodriguez, especially during the opening rounds where Bam's toughness, strength, and discipline could silence that early surge. He added that if Inoue pushed forward too aggressively, it could create dangerous openings that might place him in serious trouble against Rodriguez.
Just moving up to 115, now might just have his first fight at 118. So one thing, I watched this interview that Robert did where it's like, and I think I'm all for it, what Robert said is test the waters first at 118. See, you know, because as you get heavier, you know, maybe you think from 115 to 118, that's not a big difference, but it truly is a big difference. You know, those little 3 pounds, now these guys are hitting a lot harder. Now these guys are a little bit bigger. You know, maybe your punch power isn't the same. So like Robert said, you know, let Bam test the waters at 118. Because from Bam was originally 112 pounder. He jumped up 115, conquered, now 118. And then to move up again 122, and not just against anybody, but a heavy hitter like Inoue.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous fight, you know, because Inoue, very great fighter as well. You know, he's very strong, very quick, high IQ level. So it's not like it's just anybody that. So like Robert said, you know, maybe test the waters at 118, see how Bam feels. Maybe even let Bam fill in a little bit more at 118.
As the conversation intensified, Gabe Rosado highlighted the potential upside in a matchup involving Bam and believed his greatest version still hadn't completely revealed itself yet. Rosado felt that a fighter like Naoya
He hasn't had to deal with too much jeopardy in his career. In a way, he's very physically impressive, and he usually just busts people up and break them down from the beginning of the fight until however long it ends. But I don't think he'll have that same success with Bam, especially not early on. And you know, Bam's a very tough kid, very strong. He trains very hard, very dedicated, and I think he's got what could equalize it in a lot of ways. And if Inoue is looking to push forward and you know, put the power onto Bam, then I think he might walk himself on it.
Naoya Inoue could force Bam to raise his game and unlock another level of performance. At the same time, he acknowledged the danger, noting that Inoue's precision and power would connect with clean shots and could seriously damage Rodriguez if the fight happened on the other side. Sean Porter evaluated a possible clash between Naoya Inoue and Bam and gave the edge to Inoue because of overall advantages. Porter highlighted Inoue's...
The beautiful thing about that fight is I think we still haven't seen the best of Bam. And I think a fighter as great as Inoue is just going to bring like that different thing from Bam that we haven't seen. Because I think Inoue he's going to get his shots, man.
Greater experience, physical strength, and comfort across the lower weight divisions as deciding factors while admitting he hadn't studied BM as closely. He still respected the matchup, but ultimately viewed Inoue as the more likely winner because of the obvious edge in size and proven consistency at the elite level.
That gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more experienced and things like that, I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much Inoue as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite, and you know, on the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And it's a hell of a fight, but I just feel like.
Meanwhile, the analyst noted that Naoya Inoue stands as the bigger global star, especially in Japan, where a potential fight would carry massive commercial weight. He added that Bam is still building his international profile, while Inoue remains the clear centerpiece if the matchup were to happen on...
I love me some Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez. Y'all know I think Monster ain't no monster to Bam Bam. He just Naoya. Y'all know that. But I'm going to tell y'all right now. Monster Inoue is the man. He's the superstar. He is a much bigger name in Japan. That fight is much bigger in Japan than it is here in America. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is not the name over here that Monster is over there. So y'all know where I'm at with it. Bam, you gotta get on your Road Warrior. You gotta get on your Animal and Hawk. You gotta get on your Legion of Doom. Bro, you gotta take your ass over there to Japan and go whoop Naoya ass, man. I ain't got no problem. Monster Inoue says the demand for me to fight Jesse Bam Rodriguez is he gotta bring his ass to Japan. I'm not batting an eye at it. Number one, because I believe in Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Number two, Monster the A-side.
Japanese soil. Coach Andy Roser also pointed to the growing wave of fan excitement around a potential clash between Naoya Inoue and Bam Rodriguez, while praising Robert Garcia and Bam's team for carefully guiding his career progression. Rosier suggested that Rodriguez would be better served settling into his new weight first before stepping into a fight of that magnitude. He described Inoue as an extremely difficult assignment and viewed the matchup as a major jump in risk and overall challenge.
Is waiting for that fight. I think that Robert's did a fantastic job with Bam also. I mean, really. with his whole team, to tell you the truth. Fantastic. I think that's going to be a good fight. I'd like to see Bam acclimate to a new weight class first instead of jumping right into that fire, because that is real fire there. I mean, you going up, that's some real smoke out of that Japanese. Well, he's a kamikaze. He's going in with guns ablazing. He's going to cause a Hiroshima.
Andy also felt a potential fight between Naoya Inoue and Bam could begin as a closely contested battle, unless Inoue immediately asserted dominance from the opening exchanges. He suggested that if Bam successfully carried his strength and composure into the higher weight class, he could become a serious problem for Inoue. At the same time, Rozier added that a strong adjustment from Rodriguez at the new weight would make the matchup far more competitive and intriguing overall. On the other,
competitive early, unless he gets in there, Bam gets in there Inoue's actual size and his ability to control that weight is just too much for him. But if Bam can, scale to that next weight class and give us more than what we thought, it'd be a...
On the other hand, Abner Moraes identified a potential clash between Inoue and Rodriguez as one of the most compelling fights in the entire sport. Murray described it as an elite-level matchup carrying the kind of appeal usually reserved for historic boxing showdowns. He also emphasized that it was a fight he would not want to miss under any circumstances, even if it meant traveling just to witness it live.
It would probably be Inoue against Bam Rodriguez. Yeah, that's tough. That's the one I want to watch.
Yeah. That's a boxing IQ at its
That's
peak.
like Pacquiao and Mayweather. Like if they would have fought in their prime, you get me? They never did. It was not in the prime. They could still make the fight happen, but it was not in the prime. Right now, Inoue against Bam Rodriguez, brother. Man, I'll pay top dollar. I'll fly to Japan, wherever. I want to watch that.
Across boxing, the wider discussion around a potential showdown continues to unfold, driven by debates over skill, timing, power, and ongoing disagreement about how the fight would play out as conversation spreads throughout the entire boxing world, circulating constantly worldwide now. The fascination around why this matchup keeps resurfacing only continues to steadily grow. Now, catch more fight breakdowns and analysis like this. Viewers are encouraged to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.